Hello everyone, Sarah here from Shaper Caper. Today's episode of Couch Capers is going to include a foot exercise and a bit of a leg exercise as well. So making sure that you have some sort of chair or couch or side of the bed to sit on, something that feels sturdy. We're going to start off making sure that our heels are underneath our knees and our hips are solidly on the chair and our backs and our postures are nice and tall. Imagining that our head is reaching up to the ceiling and we're not allowing ourselves to slouch over or lean from side to side. Once you're in this posture, our first move is going to be squeezing those toes in and then releasing them out. And squeezing the toes in and releasing them out. A little bit quicker, squeezing in, releasing out, squeezing in, releasing out, squeezing in, releasing out, squeezing in and releasing out. Then we're going to stretch our foot all the way out, extending for 4 and bringing it back in again, extending it out for 4 counts, then bringing it back in a little bit quicker, extending out for 2 and in, 2 and in. Then we move on to the other leg, so extending that foot all the way out and back in again, extending all the way out and back in, then in 2 counts, out and in, out and in. Then we move on to our toes. We lift our toes up and we tap them for 8 counts. You can tap your fingers as well. Then we lift up our feet, keeping our heels on the ground, and we tap them for 8 counts. And then finally, we stamp our whole foot in the ground for 8 counts. And then again, but this time we're going to stretch our hands and flick our fingers all around the room for 8. Then we repeat that whole toe tapping section. So we start just toes for 8 counts. Then tapping our feet for 8, then stamping for 8, then stamp and stretch. Then we go into a bit of a toe tap. So we're going to extend one leg, pointing our toes and tapping on the ground in front of us 8 times. Then quickly change and tapping our other foot. Then we're going to change and do some heel taps. So 8 heel taps, making sure to be nice and gentle with our heel on the ground. Change, 8 heel taps into the ground. Then we stretch one foot out and all the way around away from us, taking 8 counts. We stretch the other leg forwards, out and around. Then we reverse, stretching out, bringing it forwards and in, stretching out, bringing it forwards and in together. Then we're going to go into a bit of a heel stamp. So we're going to strike our heel in front of us. You can include some arms as well if you like. And we're going to do this 8 times. Then we do our favourite, open and close and open and in, 2 claps at the end. So making sure we open those toes, then open those heels, then open those toes, together, clap, clap. Again, open, close, open, together, clap, clap, open, close, open, together, clap, clap. And finally, we're going to finish with some pony trots. So lifting one heel off the ground as high as you can, pushing the ankle forwards, and change, and change, and change. And we're going to change this 16 times. When we do our pony trots, making sure that we don't allow our ankle to rock out to the side, like this, but we keep them in as tight as we can. Imagine you have a little orange in there, and you're squeezing it together to make some orange juice. So we're going to do this phrase now with some music twice through. It is a bit of a mammoth phrase, quite a mega long one today, so feel free to take a break or join in whenever you need to. So again, starting with our heels underneath our knees, hands on our thighs, sitting up tall, reaching that head up to the ceiling. Starting with our toes, squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Bit quicker. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Into our stretch. Back in, out, in. Bit faster. Out, in, out, and in. Other leg. Stretch. Back in, stretch. Back in. Bit faster. Out, in, out, in. And toes. Now feet, stamps, and hands as well. Repeat with the toes and feet into our stamps and splash. Toe taps. Change. And heels. Change. Into our big circles. Other leg. And reverse. Other leg. Stamps. Try and pull those toes up as high as you can. Into our open and close. Pony trots. From the very beginning, squeeze and release. Squeeze, release. Bit quicker, in, out, in, out. In, out, in, and out. Into our stretch. Back in, out, back in. Bit faster, out, and in, out, and in. Other leg. And faster. Toes. And feet. Stamps. With our hands. And toes. Feet. Hands. Bigger arm movements. Toe taps. Change. Heels. Change. Into our big circles. Around. Reverse. Again. And open, close, open, together, clap, clap, open, close, open, together, clap, clap, open, close, open, together, clap, clap. Last one. Pony trots. Thank you for joining in this week's episode of Couch Capers. I hope you enjoyed it, and also my funky socks. And I look forward to next week's. Bye!